Ladies and gents, we've got some big injury news regarding Manchester City. And today, Fabrizio Romano has now confirmed that DIAS has a hamstring injury and will be out for 6 weeks, while Gvardiol has fractured his tibia. Now, today, that is as big a news as you are going to get if you are an Arsenal fan. A tibial fracture normally is 5 to 6 weeks to recover, then get back up to match sharpness. He may be out for 7 or 8 weeks. And DIAS, huge injury, hamstring injury, that they both suffered in the game at the weekend, drawing to Chelsea. But we've been told all season, Arsenal fans can't use injuries as an excuse. Arsenal have got the best squad in the league. Arsenal will bottle it. Well, now Manchester City, I don't want to hear a single excuse from you. I am trying to look at this down the middle of this title race. I have no horse in the race. I have no dog in this fight. I would much prefer Manchester City to win the league over Arsenal, obviously, being a Spurs fan. But at the same time, you can't say one thing and then say another. You can't flip-flop on what you're saying, City fans. If Arsenal can't use injuries as an excuse, then now you can't use injuries as an excuse if you don't go on to win the Premier League. Their injuries right now, it is a crisis. It is. Manchester City are now looking at signing Gahey. Man City, if they sign Gahey, looking at the state of their FFP, that potentially could be a hindrance to them signing Semenyo. Meanwhile, while all this news is going on, Arsenal are sitting in the background, getting stronger, winning 5 games in a row. Declan Rice, arguably the best central midfielder in Europe right now, let alone the Premier League. They are firing on all cylinders. They're all singing from the same hymn sheet. The manager, the staff, the fans, the hierarchy of the club are all together. At City, struggling to beat Sunderland, struggling to beat a Chelsea side that are in the pits, that have just sacked their manager, that have brought in an under-21s manager who's never managed a Premier League game to play against City, and they get a draw. This, for me, these next 4 weeks for City are huge. They have got 25 days left of the January transfer window to go out there, and they've got to sign 2 centre-backs. Because mark my words, if you're lining up with Kuzanov and Ake, you aren't going to win shit. You aren't going to win anything. I tell you, Mosquera and Nkapie, Arsenal's backup centre-backs, are miles clear of Man City's fit centre-back pairing that will be playing tomorrow night against Brighton. This is going to get very, very interesting. Now, apologies if I do sound a little bit rough. The grind does not stop. The work continues, even though I've got a cold. It's snowing outside, but let's make sure we absolutely snow the likes. That doesn't even make sense, but you know what I mean. Go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already, and let me know your thoughts. If you're an Arsenal fan, if you're a City fan, Spurs, Chelsea, Newcastle, whoever you support, let me know your thoughts on this situation. Manchester City, DIAS and Gvardiol out. Very, very interesting. Also, make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. We're steamrolling our way towards 100,000 subscribers. We are less than 400 away from 87,000. 90% of you who watch the content every day haven't subscribed, so let me know your thoughts. I'm going to bring up the tweet from Fabrizio Romano. We're also going to look at City's injuries. We're also going to look at both Arsenal and City's fixtures. That there from Romano. Ruben Diaz out for 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. Man City confirmed. Follows tibial fracture to the right leg of Josko Gvardiol. Another injury for City. Let's see how City cope, because Arsenal have coped for 9 games without Gvardiol. They've coped with Timber playing at centre-back. They've coped with Nkapie playing at centre-back. Let's see how City cope with Kuzanov and Ake, because that's what it could be. John Stones is literally made of glass right now and can't stay fit for toffee. It is really, really struggling. But this was the lineup that they played against Chelsea. And as you can see on the left-hand side, both Gvardiol and City picked up injuries. Gvardiol could not put any weight down on his left leg and was carried off the pitch by medical staff, and DIAS picked up a hamstring injury. Now, the predicted lineup for Man City's game against Brighton tomorrow night is Kuzanov, Ake, Riley, and Nunes. That back line isn't even better than ours. Udogie, Porro, Romero, and Van der Ven is a better back line than Riley, Kuznov, Ake, and Nunes. Yes, they have got Rodri back, and he is, when he's fit, arguably the best central midfielder in the world when he's fit. But something's not clicking. Erling Haaland's now 3 games without a goal. Rayan Cherki and Foden both didn't do anything against Sunderland or against Chelsea. With that back line, bearing in mind Brighton have already beaten City this season, bearing in mind in recent years they have got something at the Etihad. Everyone remembers that Asensio, was it Asensio? From Brighton? I think it was him. Unbelievable strike a few years ago at the Amex. While they're doing that, look at the players that are missing. This is a crisis. Oscar Bob, Kovacic, Gvardiol, Stones, Savinho, Diaz, Nico Gonzalez, Marmoush, and Aït-Nouri are both at AFCON. That is 9 players unavailable for the game against Brighton. That, for me, is huge. It really, really is. While they're doing that, Arsenal are getting stronger. City's run of games they've got coming up, they've got to play Brighton. They've got to play Newcastle United away in the Cup. They've got to play Manchester United away. Bodo trust me, I have been in Bodo and it is freezing. Man City should comfortably go and beat Wolves, Bodo, and Galatasaray. But these next 3 games, United, Newcastle, and Brighton, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer may have something to cook for City. Newcastle away in the Cup isn't going to be easy. And Brighton in the league certainly isn't easy. Throughout the remainder of this month, they've got to play Galatasaray. And on the first, mark my words, this game here, we'll end up doing Arsenal a favour knowing us, and we will end up beating Manchester City. It's what we do. Now, Arsenal's run of games, in terms of their injuries, in terms of their current form, they are right now in very, very good form. They've won 5 games in a row, beating Everton, Club Brugge, Wolves, Crystal Palace on penalties, Brighton, Aston Villa, and the Bournemouth. Their run of games, they, in my opinion, will go out there and comfortably beat Liverpool 2 or 3-0. They can then heavily rest and rotate to play Portsmouth. The same team that played against Liverpool will probably play against Chelsea. You'll see a mixture against Nottingham Forest, who, by the way, are so bad. The Inter Milan game at that point does not worry. It doesn't matter. They don't need to worry because at that point, they're already 3 points ahead of second place in the Champions League. And then they play Manchester United. And they play Manchester United at home. Then they play Karat Almaty. And I think then they've got Leeds. And then they play Chelsea again at home. Sunderland again at home. Chelsea again in the league at home. All their difficult fixtures they have to play are at the Emirates. And the only team in all competitions that has gone to Arsenal and got something is Manchester City. Trust me when I say this, Arsenal by the end of January, if they don't bring in City, Gahey, they are going to be really struggling. And I personally believe that Arsenal, if they add someone in this month, maybe they go and bring in a Yildiz, maybe they go and bring in an Arda Güler, who knows? They will win the league, in my opinion. If City drop points to Brighton and Arsenal then go and beat Liverpool, they could be 50, they'll be on 51 and City will be on 43. Who have Villa got as well? Villa have got Palace. I fancy Villa to get something at Palace. Which means Villa will be on 45, Arsenal will be on 51, City could be on 45 as well. Their goal difference, of course, is very good, City, but I honestly believe the injuries they've got, they have to act very, very soon. They have to. What's really, really interesting is Sammy Mockbell put this out yesterday to say that Man City are exploring a move for Mark Gahey. January follows injuries to Ruben, Diaz, and Gvardiol. No final decision from City over formal approach, but interest has accelerated. Now, what's really interesting is in the last 14 months, Manchester City have spent close to, I want to say £500 million. So their FFP at this point is stupidly high. In the summer, let's go back to the 2024-2025 window, right? They signed I can't even talk. Mamouche. They signed Gonzalez, Kuzanov, Victor Royce, Savinho. Then they went the season before that. The current season we're looking at. Marmouche, Nico Gonzalez. Is that actually, it hasn't updated, is it? There we go. Reinders, Ain't Nuri, Cherky, Trafford, Donnarumma. That window, they just went and did 206 million euros in the summer, right? Which is absolutely obscene. The year before that, they did another 243 million euros. In the last 15 months or so, they've done close to 500 million. Their FFP must be absolutely ridiculously high. In the last 18 hours, Romano has tweeted out, Man City want to sign Guehi in January as talks started, initial approach made. He's on a shortlist as somewhat reported. Liverpool attentive to the situation in talks since August. FC Bayern remain in talks to Guehi as a free agent. That is, I mean, if they get him, that'd be a really, really good signing. Don't get me wrong, it will be. But I think they need one other as well. Because, yeah, David Ornstein has put out saying, he's put out this. Manchester United in plans for January unchanged despite Ruben Amorim exit. Anton Semenyo to play final game for Bournemouth versus Tottenham before steps to take to seal Man City move. No guarantee Mark Guehi joins Man City even if pursuit intensifies. It's going to be a really, really interesting few months for City. They have got to go out there and drop huge, huge money. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. I'm out.